Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, and one happy Niners fan, Peter Joseph here, for video number 2. Video number 2, you're on your 2 for Sunday, January the 11th, 2026. Right here, on the main channel, Killer of Demons 66. Go Niners 9. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down below in my pants, otherwise known as the description marks below. So subscribe to this channel and my other channels as well. Show a little support, leave a comment on the video if you like, but if you leave stupid comments, you're gonna get sacked and sent to the Shadow Realm where Satan and Ozzy will eat your soul, and you'll never be heard from again. So, you wanna act like a schmuck, you're gonna get treated as such, so don't do it. Go to your dead channel and do that shit. Because you ain't gonna do it on mine. You don't like it? Cry me a river like the Eagles did. Ha! But I digress. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything, because if you miss anything, you pretty much need to get sacked. Like Justin Herbert in the San Diego Patriots game tonight. Oh, he got shellacked. Woo! But you miss anything, you need to get hit really bad. You know, sacked by a fat offensive line, not even offensive, fat defensive lineman, because you're SOL. I think we all know what that means by now. I don't think we need to tell you. But you miss anything, you missed it all. And that's it. That's that. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab a nice game-winning or a victory toast or whatever. Grab yourself a nice tasty cold one and enjoy the show. Like it great, you know, well, go fuck yourself. Well, that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, check out my SmackDown review a video ago I did earlier today before the Niners game. A little into the Niners game, but we got that. But check that out, link down below, or, like I said, go back a video. And that's that. Alright, on this late Sunday night, it's a long day. It was a long day. Man. If you didn't see my post-game show on my Peter Joseph channel for the 49ers Eagles game, go to that channel, like, right now. Because, man, that was a game. Came down to the wire, and I don't know how they did it, but they did it. The 49ers beat the pedophile Eagles in that dump in Philadelphia, 23-19. And, well, the Super Bowl champs, bye-bye, so long, get the fuck out of here. Niners go on to the division round on Saturday. Why Saturday? I don't know. I don't know what time yet, but we'll find out tomorrow. After the Pittsburgh Steelers, Houston Texans game, what time the Niners will play in Seattle against the Seahawks. But most likely, I hope it's the night game at 8 o'clock on your Saturday night. Another short week for the Niners. This is like the third out of the 4 weeks now. The Niners have had a short week. And they got injuries up the wazoo. George Kittle tore his Achilles today. He's done. And, it's, you know, next man up. It's Tonjes, so. But that defense today was the best I've seen since the Rams game earlier this season. That was the best I've seen of the Niners defense. Because that game against Seattle, I don't even think we need to talk about it anymore. They play like that this Saturday night, it's over. They gotta come out on Saturday night, or whenever they, on Saturday basically. They could change it to Sunday. I hope they change it to Sunday, but they're not. But they gotta come out firing on all cylinders on, against the Seahawks. They can't play like they did at the last game of the season. Cannot. But losing Kittle kind of hurts. And I don't have Pearsall. I don't know if he's going to play next game, but we'll see. Thank God for Trent Williams, but, you know. But Niners win I'm happy. You know, I don't have to, go on vacation to Cancun with the Niners, and another one of my teams go bye-bye, but, I got the Mets coming up, and Mets ain't going to go away this season anyway. And I'm saying that as a Met fan. I don't like the pitching staff. The offense, meh. Like this, meh. And pretty much the bullpen is meh, too. So, I'm not expecting much this year from the Mets unless, got a couple weeks till spring training, and Bellinger ain't signed, Tucker ain't signed, there's a couple pitchers that ain't signed. Not big pitchers, but... So, we'll see what happens with that. And, Yankees didn't do shit this year, this offseason either. So, Yankee fans, you probably won't expect nothing this year either. So, another year of New York sports, down the drain. Even the Rangers lost 10-2 it was yesterday. 10-2 to Boston. That's sad. And he's like, Igor wasn't playing. It don't matter if Igor was playing or not. They were going to get killed. I give up on this season. I give up watching the Rangers right now. I cannot watch them. It's like watching a Cody Rhodes match. Oh, fuck Cody. Fuck Cody Rhodes. Fuck his fans. Fuck the Rangers at this point. And pretty much by the time we get to the end of March, you can probably say fuck the Mets. But, it's early, so... Not even early yet. Not even baseball season yet. Shit. But, it's hard to be a New York fan, and when you root for the Mets, you root for the Jets. Yeah, I root for the Jets, sadly. But my main team is the 49ers. But the only New York team I do not root for is the Knicks and the Giants. Fuck the Giants and fuck the Knicks. They won tonight, big deal. Who cares? Like, in the playoffs, so... So that's that. Alright, enough about sports, other sports besides wrestling. But anyway, like I said, watch my SmackDown review. Just go back a video and that's it. Alright, enough about that. Alright, on this late night before tomorrow, it is time for your TNA Impact Wrestling, the final episode on Access TV, and your Ring of Honor review. For January 8th, 2026. And that's that. Alright. Let's go to TNA. As always, we start with TNA, the better show. Sorry, my eyeballs killing me. That too, excuse me. But yeah, TNA is pretty much done with the Access TV era. Had a couple good years on Access TV, and now this Thursday night, live on their new station of AMC. And you didn't think, a station that has The Walking Dead on it would have wrestling on it, right? So we'll see what happens, and with the start of a new era in TNA, I guess you can say. The AMC era. So we'll see what happens on Thursday night. Gonna be a big night. AJ Styles gonna be there. We got the Call Your Shot. We got the. We got my big brother. Ryan's big brother, Dolph Ziggler, taking on Frankie Kazarian. He's taking on Frankie Kazarian. He's taking on Mike Santana, but I went ahead a little bit. But Nick Nemeth said he was gonna cash in his call his shot, part of the trophy, his contract, whatever you want to call it. So might get a triple threat match on the AMC premiere. So we got that. But we'll talk about Ryan's big brother that parked Issa's cart perfectly in a little bit. Alright, so we are emanating for the final time on Access TV from the El Paso County Coliseum in Eddie's hometown of El Paso, Texas. Scared them Cowboys that night. Oh, them Cowboys were crazy, yes, Yeah, you would know. You would know, Eddie, about that. I know, because I came from El Paso. What do you want me to do? By the way, congrats to your Niners there, Mr. Joseph. Very good game essay. I watched it very intensely. Well, thank you for watching. I hope they win the Super Bowl. All right, well, we'll see. We'll see. You're going to face the Seahawks. And hopefully they beat them and they face the Rams or the Bears. I'd rather face the Bears. Which won't be in Santa Clara. It'll probably be in cold as fuck Chicago. Sorry, Chicago! So, I mean, the Niners could go from Philly to Seattle, back across the country to Chicago, and if they go to the Super Bowl, back to Santa Clara. It's crazy. They got more freaking flyer miles than William Yuta has dates these days. Holy shit. Now that guy never gets any pussy. Oh, don't even start, Eddie. Don't start. Shit. Let me move on. Alright, so from the El Paso County Coliseum in El Paso, Texas, for the final time, Impact Wrestling. Our commentary team, as always, Tom Phillips and Matthew Waywall, otherwise known as Aiden English. Alright. Alright, so we start off with the opening recap, and what's a pretty good show this past Thursday. So we start with the recap, then the opening sequence. We're gonna cross the line with TNA Impact Wrestling. So we start off with the TNA Tag Team Champions of the World, the Hardy Boys. Broken Matt Hardy, yes! Wonderful! Did it! And his brother, Jeff Hardy, dude! Alright, so the Hardy Boys, the TNA Tag Team Champions, got a little problem with the Righteous. That's Vincent and Dutch. So anyway, they come out for a little chit chat. And Matt says they already have a big match coming up later on. But we need to talk about the Righteous. Talk about last week, they turned their locker room into a shrine with pictures of their wives and children. You know, Rebby and Jeff's wife, Beth, and their kids. So, so Matt's like, get the fuck out of here, and let's deal with your consequences, you dumb fucks. So, on cue, the Righteous come out, and the Hardys say, we don't want to talk, we want to fight. So basically, they do it, you know, my ex-girlfriend would say, a little less talk and a lot more action right here on the show. And basically, it's like, if we have to do this, the Righteous wants this to, the Righteous say, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it properly in a friendly competition. Yeah, right. But the Hardys like, no, we're doing this now. Now. Everything they're saying now is gonna happen right now. But what happened then? You fuckers missed it. Anyway, Spaceballs, baby. Gotta love it. And if you haven't seen Spaceballs, I'm gonna slap all of you. It's a classic. One of my friends said that. It's like, we're talking about, you know, with hanging out at the concert, and with referencing Spaceballs, and I said that movie's classic, and one of my friends goes, I never seen Spaceballs before. I'm like, get out! I'm not your friend anymore. Fuck you, dude. Obviously joking, but you know, no, I was joking. Like I'm gonna kick his ass, but I'm like, dude, how have you not seen Spaceballs? I mean, dude, the second movie's coming out next year. Holy shit, I can't wait for that. I will be there on day one when that comes out. I'm gonna see the matinee. But it sucks that not most of the cast is half dead. All of it. I say most. I say most of the cast. The original cast is dead. So, except for people like Lone Star and Dark Helmet. And, President Screw. Salute! Hail Screw! You know, that's that. So anyway, let's back to the TNA. So I just want a friendly competition. That's not what the Hardy Boys want. The challenge is on for right now, but the Righteous say, no, not gonna do it because we need to prepare. But we're going to do it at Genesis this coming Saturday night for the tag team titles. I smell title change. So basically, that was it. Simple and effective. We want you right now. No, we're going to do it at Genesis. We're going to do it at the pay-per-view. Alright, so we got that. Alright, so 3 out of 5 stars for that. And we're off and running on TNA Impact Wrestling. Yep. And we move on. Alright, after that, we go to the former Intercontinental Champion, Steve Maclin. He wants the title back. And then Grandpa Eric Young comes in, threatens him with the cleanse. What is the cleanse? We've been talking about this for months, Eric. Well, like Mr. Clean's gonna come out and clean something? I don't know. Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt, get it clean in just a minute. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. That's the cleanse, right? Mr. Clean's gonna, with his bald head, is gonna come out? I don't know. I care less at this point what the cleanse is. I care less at this point. Alright, so we got that. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, match number 1 on your scorecard. A 3-minute kind of suckfest, per se. Did I say 3 minutes, by the way? Yeah, I did. Alright, we got my girl Danny Luna takes on Holly Hudson. In a 3-minute match, Danny wins with lunar landing. It felt like a squash match. A 3-minute squash match, basically. So she beats Harley Hudson. Match, 2.25 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Danny continues to beat down. And then Myla Grace, who, the tag team partner of Harley Hudson, she gets taken out as well. And then Xia Li, the TNA Knockouts champion, she comes in for the save, but gets dropped. And then Xia Brookside, her tag team partner in the Angel Warriors, she gets dropped. I mean, Danny Luna was on a beatdown streak. I'm like, shit, who's gonna stop her? Well, we'll see probably at Genesis because Danny Luna's taking on Xia Li for the TNA Knockouts title, and maybe we get a title change there. Maybe. We got that. Alright, after that, we get to Ryan Nemeth, still trying to get into Mara Shadé's pants, failing miserably. Sucks to be you. Well, he suggests that she likes him, and Mara Shadé's like, shut up! Super kicked him in the face. Well, next time don't mention going to Marco's there, Ryan. Take it to a nice fancy restaurant like Applebee's or some shit. And maybe, just maybe, you'll get somewhere. Ryan is starting to give me William Yuta vibes. I mean, like, William Yuta was the type of guy that took that on his actual first date, he took his girlfriend to McDonald's and brought her a Happy Meal. That's how fucked up he is. It's like, hey, we're gonna go to McDonald's, you want a Happy Meal? No. Alright, you're William Yuta, you should take me to a nice fancy restaurant. But I'm William Yuta, I ain't got no money. Oh, suck. Pretty much. William Yuta, you useless fuck. That's that. Alright, so we'll see what happens with Ryan. I don't know. He claims he got protection from Rosemary. You know what Rosemary did? She told me that she took Ryan to the Shadow Realm. And pretty much, you know, kicked his ass too, you know. Like she was gonna fuck him. Ah! Right. That's my demonic bride, Ryan, not yours. One half of the co-founder of the prophecy, basically. I'm not lying about that. I mean, if you don't think so, I got proof. So, we move on with that. Alright, so I gave that segment 2 out of 5 stars. That was meaningless. Alright, moving on. Alright, after that, Order 4, that's Mustafa Ali, the beautiful Puerto Rican princess herself, Tasha Steelz, and the great hands, Skylar and Hotch. They go to the ring, and then Elijah follows on thing on a horse. Who wants to walk with Elijah? Alright, we got that. But before we get to that situation, we have the Elegance brand. That's George the Iceman, the personal concierge, along with M and Heather by Elegance. They're trying to find Mr. Elegance. They can't pick a guy yet. It's been going on for weeks. They pick on the cameraman, and they tell him to take his shirt off. Takes it off, and apparently it works. Damn, I wish I was the cameraman. Shit. Anyway, so they go off together, and then Dustin Nguyen, I have no idea who that guy is. Is that, he's independent wrestler Dustin Nguyen. Like, who? Who are you? Who are you? Who the fuck is this guy? I mean, who the fuck are you? I was thinking he's, Funaki's, kid for a second, but... Anyway, he pops out from underneath the table, saying he must protect the brand. What? I didn't get this segment at all. I'm like, what is going on here? Oh, he had a pretty decent opening segment with the Hardys and the Righteous, and then you go to Danny Luna beating the fuck out of everybody. And then it started getting weird with Ryan trying to get in Marishade's pants, failing. And now you got the Elegance brand, picking on the cameraman. It's probably some fat fuck. But then, it works. He takes off his shirt. It's like, oh, he's a great god. And then you have this indie guy named Dustin Nguyen. Who? I must protect the blonde. What? What? What are we missing? I don't know. I'm like, what is going on here? Well, we get that. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I get that 2 out of 5 stars. Alright, now we get to Order 4. They come out for a little kitty chat. Talk about changes that are being made around in TNA, which they'll announce slowly so the people around here actually understand, because people in Texas, they don't understand. According to them, not according to Eddie, because Eddie knows everybody, I don't know what he was talking about. I don't know either. I thought everybody in El Paso was pretty cool. Most of them are. Not the people in the barrio. Okay, I don't want to go to the barrio. Alright, so Mustafa Ali's not happy with Elijah. Polls the audience. Okay, you're not Scott Hall. Stop. Stop, please, with the polling of the audience. Hey, yo. It's survey time. And I want you to know, did you come here to see WCW? No! Or, Chico, did all of you come here to see the NWO? Survey says, Chico, one more for the bad guy. Pretty much. Alright, so he polls the audience about getting rid of all of Elijah's stuff, which includes his cowboy boots, his guitars. Fans are like, no, not impressed. And then Ali rants about the fans being stupid because he was dragged away by a horse last week. And then, speaking of the horse, Elijah comes out on a horse again and chases them all off. And then after the break, they go outside and the chase continues. And then Matthew Waywell's like, this is horse shit! Okay. More weirdness. At least he didn't say cowboy shit. I mean, that would have been really, fucked up. You can't say that. That's Adam Page's line. Alright, we got that. So all that, 2.25 out of 5 stars. This show has gotten weird. I dare to say what happens on AMC. They do pull this shit. I'm like, why would you do this on a live show? Putting all this weirdness on it. Okay. And we move on. Alright, then we go to, finally, back to wrestling. With our next match for the Intercontinental title, we had Stacks Mahomes with his beautiful, hot wife, Ariana Grace, who, well, got Shiloh Hill's teeth in her titties. You know, it was a good little spin around and a little dip, and she was like, "Oh, I'm impressed." And then I thought it was like she was gonna let kiss Shiloh. Oh, Stacks would have been mad. And then Shiloh's teeth come out. Ah! That's one way to make a first impression, huh? Anyway. So Stacks defends against Steve Macklin. Stacks comes out with the NXT stars, now known as the NXT Outlaws. I wonder if a certain guy named Brian James, you know, the Road Dogg, thought of that one. Oh, you didn't know? You asked for to call somebody. It's that D-O-double-G. Well, with the badass Billy Gunn. They're doing it doggy style. Okay. Alright, so they come out with him. Match was, 7.5 minutes. Macklin jumped him to some Stacks to start. Grabs an early backbreaker for a 1 count. Stacks bails out to the floor. We go to break. Come right back. Steve Macklin has to fight off a basic chin lock, because as always, during the break, the heels come back. So he fights off a 1905 chin lock, and gets sent into the ropes for more choking. And then the NXT Outlaws get involved behind the referee's, kind of behind the referee's back, but the referee kind of turned around and saw it, and he's like, "You, all of you, out! Get out!" So they got ejected, much to Stacks and Ariana Grace's, chagrin. Macklin fights back, but then Ariana Grace gets inside the ring, leaving Macklin to dive onto some of the Outlaws who were still at ringside before they went to the back. Bob Backlund? No. Back inside the ring, Macklin loads up the spear in the trio. Woo! But Ariana Grace comes in and rakes the eyes. Rakes the eyes, calls a disqualification. Meh. So Macklin wins by DQ. Stacks is still the Intercontinental Champion in 7.5 minutes. Match was alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars. That was that. And afterwards, Macklin gets beat down by Ariana Grace and the NXT Outlaws. So I don't know what's going to happen at Genesis. Maybe a no disqualification match. Something. We got that. Alright, after that, we're going to look at Leon Slater taking on the then NXT World Heavyweight Champion, the Buddha, the Destroyer, the Bringer of War, Oba, Femi. Pretty good match. Didn't win, obviously. Good match, though. We get that, so we see a recap of that. Alright, then in a digital exclusive edition of the First Class Penthouse, Flop Dollar, AJ Francis, goes on a rant about, against Rich Swann. The guy goes, "Oh, night long, oh, night." Okay, that guy. Wasn't grateful to AJ for saving TNA. What? So Rich Swann comes in, beats the fuck out of AJ Francis, and breaks his new album. I didn't even know he had an album out. No wonder it was not on the charts. Shit, it was a flop! Sorry. I'm sorry. I know it's Easter's boy and everything, but he's a flop. Moving on. Alright, so, yeah. I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we got a Genesis rundown. We got a little bit more to go here. And then we go to your main event of the evening. We got the System it's their last dance as Johnny Curtis, otherwise known as Fandango. This is his last actual TV match. So he teams up with Moose, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, Fandango, Brian Myers, Moose, and Eddie Edwards, taking on the X Division champion Leon Slater, Cedric Alexander, and the Hardy Boys, Jeff and Matt, in an 8-man tag team match. Pretty damn good. It's also with Brian Myers and Cedric. They start things off. They lock up. Went nowhere. But it allows commentators to thank Access TV for being their home for the last 6 years. Should have done that at the beginning of the show, but nice touch at the end. So then Matt Hardy comes in, sends Moose, his head, into the turnbuckle, goes over and over and over. Did-eat. And then catapults Eddie Edwards throat first into the rope. Ow. I think Alicia Edwards was at ringside as well. She's a nice lady, by the way. Alright, Jeff comes in. Jeff Hardy, dude. He comes in for the 1905 chinlock. Leon Slater comes in for Poetry in Motion. Nice. Eddie Edwards gets in a shot of his own. Back to Moose. Comes in and claims house. But he misses a charge out to the floor. Ow. And then we get a whole bunch of flippy dippity doos. Even Alicia got in on that. So it's flippy dippity doo mania. I'd love to see that. Alright, we go to break, come back. The heel, actually, I guess the system playing heels in this. They came back. Leon has to fight out of a 1905 chinlock. Hits a handspring elbow. Gets the hot tag to Jeff Hardy. Picks up the pace a little bit. Walks right into an implant DDT. And then Fandango gets in a 1905 chinlock of his own. What are we going to 1905 here? What are all these chinlocks? Come on now. Come on, man. So we got the chinlock on Jeff. The system get to take over on Jeff in the corner. That gets broken up. Cedric Alexander gets the hot tag to start the comeback. And then everything breaks down. Everybody in the ring. Then we get a double plot twist to drop the system, and then Moose is up with a spear to Leon Slater. Looked like he was about to get the win for the system, but Cedric Alexander with a fruit roll-up on Moose. 1, 2, 3. So Cedric Alexander, Leon Slater, and the Hardy Boys get the win in under 16 minutes. Pretty fun match with a lot of good people in that match. And I gave the match 3.25 out of 5 stars. Probably the match of the night right there. And that's that. And Fandango's final TV match before Genesis, where he faces Eddie Edwards. Match should be pretty good. A little bit emotional. And sad that Fandango is going to be ending his career. And then riding off into the sunset to be with his new wife. Probably start a family and little Fandangos. And we got that. And yes, I did meet Fandango. Way back when he fought Homicide at WrestlePro, and oh boy. They beat the fuck out of each other. I had the video of that too. It's on my Peter Joseph channel. Not the whole match, I had just a fight in the crowd. Right near me. It was insane. I mean, I've seen Homicide matches live. He is loco ese, you know. He's a Yankee fan, but, you know. What do you want to do from a guy from the Bronx, you know? You know? Big ups to Homicide, you know. The Mr. 187. Good guy. Good guy. Every time I see him and I you see him wrestle, it's just a good time. Good time. He almost got thrown into my section once. I was insane. I'm like, yikes! I'm like, come on, man. Gotta help him up, too. I'm like, get up, you son of a bitch! Let me get that. Alright, so we got that. Alright, now we got a video for Xia Li. Okay. The beautiful X Division, the not the X Division champion, sorry, the beautiful Knockouts champion. Oh, we got that. Alright, then we end the show with a contract signing, why not, between Mike Santana and the TNA World Champion Frankie Kazarian and Santino Marella, you son of a gun. He's in the ring doing the MC, doing the festivities. He's still depressed with what happened. I think it was about a week or so ago where his daughter basically, said, "Fuck you, Dad." Kicked him right in the balls, his meatballs, if you will. So he's still depressed about that, but he brings out Mike Santana and Frankie Kazarian to sign the contract for their match on the AMC premiere. Santino explains that the title is on the line and what it means for Genesis, with a new challenger needing to be chosen if Santana loses, which I hope not, but we'll see. So Kazarian praises Santana before saying he's an addict as well, but it's to be in the world champ. That's why he's going to do anything it takes to retain the belt. Probably will. Alright, so Santana's like, I heard this all before, and I'm going to win the title again. So it goes to sign a contract, but, and there's a but, and it does not stink, Nick Nemeth comes out, who still has his Call Your Shot contract. He comes in and says, I'm gonna watch you beat the fuck out of each other, and then I'm gonna cash in my trophy to become the world champ again. So Santana's like, alright, whatever, signs the contract. Kaz's like, alright, whatever, signs the contract. They have a big old stare down to end the show, where, our contract signings always end in chaos. So we'll see what happens with that. It's going to be a good match between Santana and Kaz. I hope Santana wins, but I don't want Nick to cash in after the match and win after Mike Santana wins. I'd rather him do it during the match and maybe win it that way, and then maybe at the next show, I don't even know what the next show is, next pay-per-view is. Well, before Slammiversary, obviously. I'd love to see I keep saying Ryan, sorry. I'd like to see Mike Santana and Dolph Ziggler go at it, or Nick go at it for the TNA title, and then have Mike Santana beat Nick to get the title back. But, we'll see at this point. So it's all going to come down this Thursday night on the program, the debut episode of the AMC era. And I hope it gets big, huge ratings. But we'll see. Alright, that's TNA Impact Wrestling, and it was a pretty decent show. 6.5 out of 10 stars. And that's that. Alright, now, as my notes load a little bit. Alright, we're good. Alright, now let's go to Ring of Honor Wrestling for this past week, this past Thursday night on Honor Club. And, another week, another boring as fuck episode of Ring of Honor. Still chugging along, I don't know how, but it is. Alright, so we're kind of done with the Hammerstein shows, and now we're gonna have, the shows from the residency where Collision is. We'll talk about Collision tomorrow. We had 3 shows last week, by the way. I think I did all 3 of them. If not, I missed one, so I apologize. But anyway, we are at the Esports Stadium in Arlington, Texas, their residency for the rest of this month. So we got that. So, last week we had a big, huge swerve in the tag team match. So, we'll talk about that later. So last week, it ended kind of good. But this week, not so good, hell. That's that. But, yeah. Ring of Honor just needs better presentation right now. It just feels like a glorified indie show. That's that. Alright, as always, our commentary team, Ian, Rick, Boring, and the Pasta. Caprice Coleman. If I don't do this, he gets mad. So do that. So, the pasta. Caprice Coleman. We move on. Alright, we got an opening recap. Look at that. Black machismo. Woo. Yeah. Jay Lethal turning heel last week. Something we didn't think was going to happen for a while. He's back to being a heel. Whether he goes after Bandito again, I like to see that. But we'll see what happens. Alright, so we got that. Then another opening sequence. And then we get to our first match of the night. I'm not going to go through all the stuff in the matches, I should say. So we got Aaron Solo Mibuki taking on Ace Austin, member of the Bang Bang Gang, or the Bullet Club Gold, if you will. I mean, well, he I believe, still in Bullet Club, but, you know, to sweet me, but anyway. Alright, so it's a pretty decent match, 7.5 minutes. Ace Austin wins the match with the fold. But, yeah, Aaron got in a few moves. And almost won the match a couple of times, but Ace Austin hits a nice springboard, spinning kick to face. Say that 5 times fast. Then he hits the fold and puts him out of his misery. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we get to the forever women's champion, Athena. Over 1,100 and change days as our champ. When's it going to end? I have no idea. Getting close to 4 years now. 4 years. I mean, she's going on a Roman Reigns run right now. And how long did Roman hold it for? 13, 17? She's getting close. Another couple months, she'll be around Roman's territory. But anyway, she knows she's the best in the world. She is, in the women's division. But she keeps having to deal with problems. What problems? Has a massive target on her back since 2023. Pretty much. 24, I should say, really. But anyway, so even with the target on her back, she kept failing to prove her greatness last year. And she's like, who am I if I don't bring home any gold for my minions? How do I get in this position? And the only person that she can depend on is herself. So she's doubting herself a little bit. But hopefully she can get back to her winning ways and continue on as our champ. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, 2.25 out of 5 stars, and we move on. Alright, we move on with that. Alright, then we get to our next match. We have the Crew, not Motley Crue. We have the Crew. That's Action Andretti and Leo Rush. They're back. Where I don't know. I think one of them was hurt. Both of them are hurt. Tony Khan didn't have anything creative for them. So they're back with their new not partner per se. They have a newbie in the group, and that's Lacey Lane, otherwise known as Kaden Carter. She's with them now. And they take on Will Allday, Will Allday, we'll call him Allday, and Jay Alexander, some rookies, I guess. And quickie match, one of those Tony Khan specials, under 2.5 minutes, and the Crew wins after Allday's missile dropkick hits his partner by accident. Oops. And a double Falcon Arrow. Double, they did the deed twice. So that finishes off Will Allday in under 2.5 minutes. And, yeah, they're still around. But now they got Kaden Carter with them. See what happens with that. So, I basically gave that match 2 out of 5 stars. It was just meh. That's it. Alright, then we go to back with Lexi Nair and her special guest, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, part of Skyflight. He talks about how Layla Gray, the baddie's out of action with her leg injury. She's going to be out for a very long, hopefully not a very long time, but a long time with her injury. So he's talking about her replacement And out comes somebody I know very well from my neck of the woods, pretty much. That's the baddie herself, Zeta Steel. Remember her from WWE ID and Evolve? She was in a Vanity Project for a little bit with Jackson Craig and Swipe Right. Didn't really see her much on Evolve. I don't know why. Then they just like, we don't need you. Oh yeah, you look at her tape at, when she was one of the longest reigning women's champions in my neck of the woods. She gets a WWE ID contract, and then you do nothing. So now she's in AEW / Ring of Honor. Had a pretty good match with Leda Gray. Leda won that match. But now, Zeta, actually, I think she won her second match, I believe. But anyway, she's part of the group now. So, we'll see what happens with that. But she does get involved in our next, not our next match. She did get involved on Collision in her AEW debut. And pretty much got destroyed by Marina Shafir. That's one way to get noticed. Well, anyway. So she comes out with Darius Martin. She teams up with him. As they take on the pure champion Lee Moriarty and Trish Adora of the Infantry. Pretty decent match here. 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Mixed tag team rules, as always. So we have the others at ringside. We had Christopher Daniels, Dante Martin, and I think that's it. I think Scorpio Sky was at ringside too. Shane Taylor Promotions was at ringside. Big man Shane Taylor, of course. Carly Bravo and the captain Sean Dean. So everybody was out there basically, and like I said, it was a pretty decent match. Zeta still the sunset flip with referee is distracted on the pinfall count. Referee, do something! Do something! I hate when that happens. So no count there. The trade kicks to face. With Trish Adora. Back to the men, and then everything breaks down. Zeta still jumps onto Trish Adora to hammer away, followed by a Canadian Destroyer. What? To Lee Moriarty, but then the big man, Shane Taylor, offers a distraction, and Zeta gets dropped with the Lariat Tubman. So, Lee Moriarty and Trish Adora get the win. So, her debut in Skyflight didn't go so well for her, but we'll see what happens with Zeta Steel and as she starts her AEW / Ring of Honor career. And I hope they do something with her, because something good, not something like So Tony Khan, do your job properly, because you fuck her up. I don't think she's going back to WWE. She might go to NWA. She might come back to my neck of the woods, the indie circuit here in New York. Hey, we'd love to have her back. Maybe be champion again. We'll have the Summer of Steel like that she had, I think it was last year or the year before that. Woo! She was a monster women's champion in my neck of the woods. Monster. Unlike another person we know. The promoter's girl, not girlfriend, but she was basically, she was good to start and then started getting annoying. But she was, she kind of played like the Tiffany Stratton type gimmick, Daddy's favorite girl, the promoter's favorite girl in this case. I'm like, when is she gonna lose the belt? And she finally lost it, I think. What did she lose it to? I think she lost it to Zeta. And then Zeta lost it to, I forgot who she lost it to. I think she lost it to Vicious Vicky, who lost it to I forgot her name, from Puerto Rico, who then lost it to another young girl, 21-year-old girl named Susie. But now she's the current champ. So she just defended her title last month. So we got that. So we'll see what happens with that with Zeta Steel. But like I said, the match was meh, 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Moving on. Alright, then we're going to look back at Madison Rayne's retirement match last week. I forgot who she fought. I think it was Deonna Purrazzo. But anyway, we saw that, so, great career for Madison Rayne. Multiple-time TNA Knockouts champion. Member of, what group was she in? The Beautiful People. She was in it for a little bit. Not too long, but she was both fun. I don't know if she's still with or married to Josh Matthews. I haven't seen that guy lately. Who cares? Anyway, we move on with that. Alright, so we got that. Alright, speaking of more ladies, we go to another women's tag team match. My girl Billy Starks and the soon-to-be wife of Kiera Hogan, that's Diamante from LAX. They team up against Riza Clark, that's R-E-I-Z-A, not R-A-I-S-A, that's somebody else. Riza Clark and Shay Carmichael. Why does your name sound familiar to me? Anyway, probably some people from Booker T's school or something like that, or newbies from the Texas indie scene. Anyway, so it was like an under 4-minute match. Athena's at ringside. And it was a match. Getting to the end, Riza Clark, probably it's Riza. Riza Clark comes in on a hot tag, gets caught with a quick stunner, leaving Diamante to hit a rolling Gimme Casa! Bang! 1, 2, 3 on poor Shay Carmichael. And Billy Starks and Diamante get the win. That's it. So maybe Billy and Diamante go after the AEW Tag Team Championship, because there's no Women's Tag Team Championship in the Ring of Honor. But knowing Tony Khan, there might be, We don't need more freaking trinket titles, especially in Ring of Honor. We already have the women's pure title that Deonna Purrazzo has. She just won it, so not really any defenses yet. But we'll see what happens with that. But like every title that they have in Ring of Honor hasn't been defended in God knows how long. Well, since pretty much Final Battle, if you will. So we'll see what happens with that. Moving on. So I get the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright. Then we go backstage with Lexi Nair and the crew, who pretty much introduced Lacey Lane, Kaden Carter, as the newest member. Okay. Why don't you do that before the match? That's bad production right there. How do you go from having her at ringside and now she's part of the group? I think Tony Khan was snorting a line. I don't know. Please watch my show! I will never blink! Still doing me a job there, Tony. Fucker. Alright, move on with that. I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Move on. Alright, then we go to a weird, 6-man tag team match. Like a mixed 6-man tag team, mixed person 6-man tag team match. Or 6-person tag team match, just put it that way. If you can hear the wind outside, it is windy, it is cold as fuck right now. Not cold as fuck, it's 32 degrees. But, yeah. It was in the 50s this past weekend, now it's gonna get back to winter. We're getting a storm on Thursday into Friday. Possible like 3 to 5 inches. Oy. I just put the snowmount out. I put it in my closet. I'm like, oh, we're not gonna get snow for a while because now we're getting 50s. But remember, this is mid-January now, so we might get back to back. Oy. So we're gonna have to break it out Thursday night, pretty much Friday morning. Not that I'm going anywhere Friday, but I mean, I got a busy week this week. I mean, tomorrow I got work and I got therapy. Tuesday I got physical therapy and I gotta go for a blood test. Wednesday I got physical therapy. Thursday I have to go into the city for a meeting, and Friday, and then the weekend I'm off. Thankfully, I got TNA Genesis to watch along with the Niners game. I think the Niners game might be at 8 around the same time as Genesis. What, you think I'm going to watch Genesis? Fuck no. I'll watch a replay. I'll watch a replay of Genesis. I am not missing the Niner game from that just to watch Genesis. So, unless they change the Niner game to Sunday, then I'll watch Genesis. But I'll still do the predictions and the review coming up next week. Oh, this coming weekend. That's that. Alright. So this 6-person tag team match had Rachel Ellering, Demo Diamond, and Dylan Cavins. I don't know who these people are besides Rachel Ellering. They take on the Premier Athletes, the Premier Athlete himself, Tony Nese, Ari Daivari, and their newest member, Story Denali, the big woman, big Amazon-like woman. 4.5 minutes suckfest, basically. And, getting to the end, some running shoulders don't really do anything to Story Denali, because, Rachel Ellering came in. Story Denali dropped her with a big old boot, and everything breaks down. And a chop block puts Demo Diamond down, which leaves Tony Nese to hit the pump handle driver on Dylan Cavins. 1, 2, 3. Hey, the Premier Athletes finally get a fucking win. Woo! Break out the champagne. Smart Mark Sterling is having a field day. Was the first win in how long? Jeez. Anyway, match was just pitiful. 2.25 out of 5 stars. I mean, that's that. But Story Denali is just powerhouse. She's like the Camille of Ring of Honor, basically. That's what she is. A basically wannabe version of Camille. There you go. Let me move on. Alright, after that, we get to, a 6-man tag team match. We got the Frat House of Garrison. Yep! Cole Carter, that's 2 Dimes from, Tony D'Angelo days. And Preston Vance. They take on the Peacock, Dalton Castle, and one of my favorite tag teams in AEW Ring of Honor right now, and that's the Outrunners. Terrible Floyd and Truth Magnum still follow me on Twitter and Twitter and Instagram. Love you guys. I haven't talked to you in a while, but I will. We'll get to you guys eventually. Because I'm so busy. Anyway, 6-minute match. Meh. One of those matches. Dalton and the Outrunners win again. They look like they're going to go for those 6-man tag team championships that Shane Taylor Promotions have. So they get the win after a triple slam. Put them down, then they hit the Mega Powers brother. They hit the elbow into the bangarang on Cole Carter. 1, 2, 3 to get the win. And we move on with that. So, match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. That's it. And then after that, Johnny TV, Johnny Mundo, John Hennigan, whatever you want to call him, and his hot wife, Taya Valkyrie, not happy with the women's TV champion, Red Velvet. They're in the back. So they're yelling at her, Red Velvet from Your Mama's Kitchen. So I'm unhappy with her. Taya wants a title shot. And on cue, Red Velvet was probably like off screen. Here's that. And then offers Taya a proving ground match. Well, yeah, because you guys gotta earn it. That's what proving ground matches should be, with people that should get a title shot, earning their title shot. Not some schmuck or bitch from the street who didn't even prove themselves to get a match. Like, how did you get a proving ground match and this is your debut match? Come on, man. But anyway, we'll see what happens with that, I guess, next week on the program. So I get that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Whoops. I went way ahead of my notes. Holy crap. Alright, so after that, we go to tag team action with the men. The MXM Collection, Mace and Monsieur, they take on the Von Erichs, former tag team, well, former members of Sammy Guevara's group when they were 6-man tag team champions. It's Ross and Marshall. And a pretty decent match, 6.5 minutes. We're getting to the end. And Big Boot gets Ross out of trouble. Gets the hot tag to Marshall, cleans house, because it's in Texas, so you gotta have the Von Erichs on your show, then it wouldn't be right, you know? So Marshall's running close on the corner, sets up a pop-up power slam. That's inventive. But then Dion Madden comes back in for the save. And a leg lariat heart attack. That's something you don't see every day. That connects. They go for the centerfold. My angel is the centerfold. You know, Jay Giles Band, ladies and gentlemen. 1980s, baby. Freeze frame. 2 hits. But if you don't know the Jay Giles Band, fuck you, dude. Great song. Great video, too. Early 80s videos. By the way, rest in peace to MTV. Rest in peace to Beavis and Butthead. Well, not so much rest in peace to Beavis and Butthead, because they're on Paramount now. So no more music videos. So it sucks. It sucks! It sucks! Oh, slow down, Beavis. Shut up, Butthead! It sucks! That MTV sucks! It's gone, Butthead! This is the worst day of our lives, Beavis. This sucks more than anything that can ever suck. I'm not going to say Ozzy killed MTV. You know what killed MTV? All those stupid reality shows, besides, not the Osbournes. I'm talking about Road Rule. Well, not so much Road Rules. Not so much The Real World. That was actually epic. But Road Rules, Jersey Shore, not so much, because that came from the Osbournes. But pretty much after, they were doing Teen Mom and all these that are doing cheating shows with Tammy from Real World, I think number 2. They had Catfish and everything. They just turned into reality television. No more music videos unless you still have MTV Classic. I don't even know if they took that off. I don't think so, because I watched it the other day, so I don't know if they actually took that channel off. I hope not. I want to see all the classic videos and shit. But I think regular MTV they kicked off, so it sucks. So no more music videos, no more Carson Daly and Total Request Live, no more Kurt Scrotum and Tabitha Sore, and no more MTV News, no more Unplugged, no more Headbangers Ball. Ugh. MTV was good all the way up until the early 2000s. And then pretty much skedaddled right after the Osbournes left, pretty much. You still had Diarrhea, Cha-Cha-Cha, and the Beavis and Butthead here and there, but it started after Total Request Live ended. You saw MTV basically become RTV, which is reality television, and then no more music videos. VH1 became that too. VH1 is basically now reality television. But it has at least VH1 has great reality shows on it, like Love and Basketball, Love and Hip Hop, They had Flavor of Love, season 1 and 2. Oh, we all remember that. I Love New York. I mean, the spin-offs of that was, where she goes to work at different places, and I don't want to do it. Is she even seeing anybody? Who cares at this point? Who cares? She's such a, stuck-up you-know-what. But yeah, we'll all remember Flavor of Love. Pumpkin and Hoops and all the other people I had on that show. And then, we all remember Rock of Love with Bret Michaels. Season 1, Season 2, and then Rock of Love Bus, which I didn't like particularly. The first 2 seasons of Rock of Love were great. Daisy, and then you had, yeah, all the women there, and then you have Rock of Love School, or what was the one with Sharon was on it when they go to Rock of Love Charm School with the women of Rock of Love basically going to charm school and getting taught by Sharon Osbourne about manners, and then one of them on the reunion show trying to fight Sharon, and Sharon beat the fuck out of her. And then you had I forget some of it, but I met Bret Michaels. We talked a little bit about that and his time on The Apprentice and Poison too. Before what's happening now with him and Ricky Rocket going at each other's throats. Ricky wants to go on a tour. Bret's like, I don't want to do shit. I'm going to do my solo stuff. I don't want to get back together and even do an album. Well, the lights just went out. Holy shit. Oh, getting the flickering. Oh, the Undertaker's coming! So I gotta get this done before my computer goes off and I can't finish. That's what she said, but I digress. Alright, so yeah, Marshall and Ross get the win after the MXN goes for the centerfold, gets broken up. Ross's hand, which was getting worked on during the match, find out to do the claw slam on Mansoor. 1, 2, 3. So Ross and Marshall get the win in 6.5 minutes. Match was alright. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's that. Alright, after that, we got to look at LFI, that's the Spanish Ghost, Sammy Guevara's group with Rush and the Beast Mortas and Trolistico. We saw Sammy and the Beast Mortas win the vacant tag team titles at Final Battle since Rush could not defend the belt because of a shoulder injury. I forgot who they fought. I can't remember who they fought, but they won the titles, so Sammy becomes a 3-time tag team champion. So we got that. So I don't know why we gotta look at that from like a month ago, but okay, just to remind us so that we got tag team champions. Look at that. And speaking of Sammy, Houston's own Sammy Guevara takes on Kieran Gray, who? Some people from the Texas indie circuit, I guess. Sammy beats him in 2.5... I can't even talk. Let me finish. Let me talk! Haha! You ogre. Fuck you. You ain't gonna talk. But anyway, we move on with that. Sammy beats this guy in a little over 2.5 minutes with the Go to Hell. So basically, this match was basically to get Sammy some momentum back. Even though he really didn't have any in the first place after they lost to Bandito on Dynamite. And in a, I don't think it was, I think it was for, no, it wasn't for the Ring of Honor title. It was just a regular match. So, Sammy had to take the loss there. Because it was Bandito's warm-up match before this Wednesday night's Maximum Carnage event in Phoenix against MJF for the AEW Triple B title, basically. So, Sammy had to take the pinfall there. Not that he wanted to, but it is what it is. Alright, so I gave that match 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get the Swirl. That's Blake Christian, Jay Lethal, who's at ringside with the Swirl, along with Lee Johnson. They take on the Dynamite Kid Jr., Tommy Billington, and the ever-so-popular Adam Priest. No relation to Poppy Priest, as always. Match was alright. Nothing out of the ordinary. Blake Christian faked a knee injury during the match. So let's Lee Johnson get a cheap shot from behind. And then we see Jay Lethal at ringside doing the Ric Flair strut. Woo! And man, he does a great Ric Flair impression. And a Macho Man impression, too. Black machismo, ooh, yeah, get it! Randy even likes it, right, Randy? Alright, it's great, but not like me. Ooh, yeah, Macho Man. Okay, Randy. Hi, Liz. I don't miss you, Joseph. Go to bed. Yes, dear. Thank you. Don't tell her, dear! Shut up, Randy. Go to bed. Moving on with that. So, like I said, it was a pretty good match. 10-minute match to end the show, by the way. This is your main event. We're getting to the end, and Blake Christian hits a 450 for a near fall on Tommy Billington. Then he gets tossed out to the floor. And then a suicide headbutt on the floor. Holy shit. Drops Adam Priest, leaving Tommy Billington to hit a, tombstone power driver on Lee Johnson. And then Blake Christian comes back in, drops Tommy Billington, and then he locks in the Vanilla Choke Zero on Adam Priest, and Adam Priest does what he does best. Taps out in a little over 10 minutes. So the Swirl get the win. Decent match, 3 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, big old beatdown to end the show. That's it. So not the greatest show on Ring of Honor. They've had worse. Last year, especially, they had really bad shows. I mean, I think I gave Ring of Honor. I think the lowest I ever gave Ring of Honor TV was, I think, 2 or 3 out of 10. But this show, 5. 5 out of 10. Like, right, not even like, pretty much right down the middle of that, like Bill Alfonso would say. This show was not great. Not so good, Al. One good match. 1. And that was, I forget what match that was. What match was it? That was pretty damn good. Let me look down the card. I forget which one it was, but anyway. I think it was, yeah, it wasn't really a match of the night, per se, on the show. Just the show was kind of like just blah. So, that's it. So, 5 out of 10 for a really garbage edition of Ring of Honor. Hopefully, they have a better show this week, as they're just rolling on until whatever show is next for them. The first pay-per-view, I think, is going to be Supercard. I mean, we'll see if they're going to have any presence at Revolution in March. But right now, we just got done with Final Battle like a month ago. And now we're forming storylines for TV and whatever their first pay-per-view is. Actually, I could probably look that up. I don't think it's announced yet they have anything for next year. Let me see if anything did get announced. Well, nothing has been announced yet. They will be doing Supercard sometime in March or April, probably. So if they do it in April, it's probably going to be that weekend of, or maybe before Mania. Because it's usually held during WrestleMania weekend. It wasn't last year. It was held, I think, in the summertime, which is kind of weird. Death Before Dishonor, that's been confirmed. It's going to be in the summer, early fall. It's usually around between August and October. And then Final Battle. So 3 major pay-per-views this year. So Final Battle we all know is coming in December. Hopefully back in New York this year, because it was in Ohio about a month ago. But yeah, they're gonna have some they're gonna maybe have they had World of Worlds in England, stuff like that. Border Wars, stuff like that. But nothing as of now with Ring of Honor's pay-per-view schedule. So we'll get some dates, probably in the next couple months. But probably March or April would be Supercard of Honor. I believe number 19 or number 20. I think it's 19 or 20. I forget. But yeah. So come back. We'll come back in probably sometime in sometime in March or around WrestleMania weekend. We'll talk about Supercard, and I think Supercard will probably be the end of Athena's reign as champ. But then again, it could be on an AEW pay-per-view, so we'll see. But I think this is going to be the final year of Athena's reign of terror as Ring of Honor Forever Champion. Who she loses to, I don't know. I still think it's going to be Billy Starkz or Deonna Purrazzo. That's the only 2 logical people I can think of right now. So, we got that, and I think Athena will be on, primarily on AEW's women's roster by the summertime. And I think she'll probably go after the TBS title, and then maybe by the end of the year, win the women's title. Whether she beats Chris Catelander or whoever's the champ by then. I do see her in the Owen Hart Cup. Maybe we'll get her and Mercedes Moné again, like we got last year in the semifinals, where Mercedes won and went on to win the fucking thing, and then lost to Toni Storm at All Out. A good match, but and yes, Mercedes still has that belt. It doesn't count, but she still has it. So we'll see what happens with that. I can see Mercedes in there. They'll say, "Oh, she's going to defend the belt, right?" Not even a belt. It's just the thing. Like, oh, you won the thing. You won the tournament. You get a belt. You become number 1 contender. Not a belt. You shouldn't even get a belt. You get the trophy. I mean, yeah, they did it the first year where Britt Baker and Adam Cole won it. They got the trophy and a belt, but they didn't do anything with it. And then the second year was Willow Nightingale, and who won it on the second year? I think it was Hangman Page won last year. It was Hangman Page and Mercedes. They won it last year. I think the men was Ocean Spray, I believe, who won it the second year. But we got that. All right, guys, I gotta get out of here. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I got an early day of work tomorrow, and then I gotta watch the first hour of Raw, because Raw is at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, live on Netflix. Yes, not you don't need a VPN. Some of you don't need a VPN. You get to watch it on Netflix for free. Well, not for free, but if you have ads like I do, which sucks. But we're all gonna be watching Raw at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Most of us will, because some of you have to work, so you're gonna have to watch the replay. But yeah, I'm gonna watch the first hour of Raw, and then I have to go to go to therapy, and then when I come back, probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock, I'll rewatch the entire Raw, cut through a little bit, and then I'll do my Monday Night Raw review later. Pretty much tomorrow night. I'll definitely do that. As far as Collision goes, I'll try to get it up before Raw goes on the air. So probably in a few hours from now, I'm gonna take a nap, and then probably like around 1, maybe before 2 o'clock, we'll do Collision. Or if I don't do it, if I don't get it, if I don't do the video by the time I go out at 3 o'clock, I'll do Collision later, probably after my Monday Night Raw review. We'll do Raw, and then we'll do Collision, and then hopefully we'll get back to some type of normal schedule. Tuesday I'll do NXT, then we'll do Maximum Carnage. We're definitely doing the TNA Impact review, live review. We're gonna do that after the live show. Ring of Honor we'll do on Friday, early Friday, and then we'll do TNA Genesis pay-per-view predictions on episode 101 of the Gilmore Chronicles on Saturday afternoon. So I want to get that before the Niners game. Whether it be, hopefully it won't be in the afternoon. Hopefully I think it should be at night at 8 o'clock on Fox. So if it's at 8, I'll do the predictions video way early, and if I have any other videos to do those videos early, and then get right into the Niner game. We'll do the Genesis review. We'll do Sunday, because I'll probably be dead tired after the Niner game, win or lose, and I'm not saying. But so stay tuned. I might put up a community post here and there with any changes and the schedule or whatever. So, but hit the bell as well, so when those videos do go up, whenever they do go up, you'll be first to see them, and you don't have to go, hey, where's the review? Don't get mad at me when the review doesn't come up on time. You know, I'm busy, because I have a life, unlike certain people I know, who just talk out of their ass. Think they're great, they're not. So that's that. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, once again, 5 out of 10 stars for Ring of Honor, and as always, TNA Impact Wrestling, the better of the night, 6.5 out of 10. So the Access TV era is over. Thursday night we begin a new era, the AMC era, and I hope and pray they have a good run on AMC. I hope the first show gets a couple 100,000. I would love for them to get like 500,000. I think would be great for a debut episode. I would like 1 million, but I don't think they're gonna get 1 million. I would say between 3, maybe 5, maybe 600,000 people watching that, because that's nothing on Thursday night. Who's gonna watch anything on Thursday night? And a lot of people have AMC on their cable and satellite provider. So everybody's going to be watching Thursday night on AMC now. Pretty much every week, whether it be taped or live. But, so we got that. So it's going to be an exciting era for TNA. And it's still with the NXT partnership till 2028, they're saying. Maybe 29. I mean, we'll see. But this is going to, I hope this is a home run for TNA. They've been around for almost 25 years. I think this is year 24, actually. Or 23 or 24. So, TNA, we thought it was dead a couple of times in the 2010s, basically. Like 2012, 2015, 16, 17, until Billy Corgan came and kind of saved it. And then almost died with him at the helm. And then Anthem Sports basically picked it up. And I've pretty much been with TNA, I think, for the last almost 10 years now, with Anthem Sports. So, if it wasn't for Anthem Sports, TNA would probably be dead or be bought by Vince McMahon. And, you know, kind of technically, he has the TNA library. So, it's still under his control, per se, but now it's under TKO. And now for the past year or so, NXT and TNA had an amazing partnership. Amazing. Great matches. People, pretty much, great, like I said, great matches here, galore. I think it could work. But for the next 2 years, this year, next year, who knows which 2028. And then you bring in Triple A, and then you have matches with, Worlds Collide with people from TNA and NXT. It's like a win-win-win. I mean, it's fabulous. It's amazing. It's epic. I love it. Can't get enough of it. Hoorah. with AEW, with their partnership with CMLL, still has with New Japan. So I mean, we'll see what happens. I think 2026 might be a great year for wrestling. And I think AEW, as it stands right now, I think it's going to have a great year. Because, I mean, last week's show was great. Collision was okay. I did watch a little bit of Collision. It was okay, not great. I think Collision's going to go bye-bye pretty soon. I have this feeling that we're not going to see Collision for much longer. Because the ratings are just abysmal. At least Dynamite's rating went up this week. Went up to over 500,000 people watching it. Still not great, but still, So see what happens with AEW this week for Maximum Carnage and Maximum Carnage Collision. As we're on the road to Revolution, we're like months, Basically, we're 8.5 weeks before that. Before Revolution on March the 15th. So, got a lot of shows to go for that. But be here every week for the next few months. We'll be here. As it stands right now, I actually think I looked at I'm starting my new schedule, my spring schedule pretty soon. Starting in February, I start my new work schedule. So, because it changes every not every month, every spring schedule, summer schedule, and the fall/winter schedule. So I'm right near the tail end of the fall/winter schedule. So at the end of the month, I'll have a different schedule with work. So we got that. But as of February the 2nd, it's gonna change a little bit, but not gonna go anywhere for now. We'll see by July and August, and might be a little change to my video schedule, but I think I'm going to be here pretty much through the rest of this year, and we'll see. We'll see. If there's any change, I'll let you guys know. But that's that. Alright, now I'm really getting out of here, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace. We'll see you tomorrow.